Hey guys, it's Jim again. I decided to go do a water softener review 2018, and that's because I've seen some on here on YouTube that have our water softener reviews, or the top 5 water softeners, and the ones I saw for the top 5 were not even water softeners. There was only one water softener on there, and I'm just going to give you my experience with pricing, longevity, how well it works, and then let you go from there. I'm going to give my recommendation for what I feel is the best one for you, the homeowner, the DIY person, the do-it-yourself. Because I've been in the business since 2005. I worked on a lot of water softeners, and I just want to give you, in my professional opinion, the best deal, or tell you what I believe the best deal is for the consumer. And then on the video, you're not going to get some pictures, because when I went through their websites, they wouldn't allow me to make copies of their pictures to post on here. But the ones that I could post, I'm going to post for you. The other ones you'll know about, and after seeing or me telling you their prices, because of what I know, you may not want to visit them anyways. So at the bottom, I'm going to give you an affiliate link to an Amazon site to buy a water softener. Great price. I used to install them all the time, and I'll tell you why when I get to the second to the last one, why I don't install them anymore. But, well, I do install them, but the other one is, I'll tell you, when we get there, you'll understand why. Just remember this part for later, okay? And while you're watching the video, if you don't mind, in your lower right-hand corner, there's going to be a little watermark. Just click on that to subscribe, so that way you get our other updated information as I either do water softener reviews, or I just put other information on the web about water quality and whatnot. Okay? So the first one I'm going to start off with is with Rain Soft. Well, let me preface this all by saying all water softeners are basically the same. They all have media resin in them. Some will put what's called a high capacity resin for city water that's got chlorine in it. But really, basically all water softeners, the way they work in the process, are the same. They might change up the order in which some stuff is done, but they all still do exactly the same. They take calcium and magnesium out of the water and some iron and give you soft water in the house. Okay? So, Rain Soft. My experience has been they're very expensive, and I've seen them tried to be resold on Craigslist for $4,000, because the people who bought it paid $7,000. The upside is they work. Downside is you really need a Rain Soft technician to fix it. You, as the DIY guy, may or may not be able to. I've been doing this for a long time. Sometimes I struggle with Rain Soft water softeners when I've got to work on them. Their parts are pretty expensive because it's an OEM, original equipment manufacturer, so their parts are expensive. So that's the downside. Cost a lot of money, parts are expensive, and then you got to pay for their technician to come out, which is going to cost you money because it's an OEM product. Upside is they work just like all the others. Next one is the GE/Whirlpool/Kenmore/North Star. You see them at your big box stores. Let me back up real quick. You'll find the Rain Soft at Home Depot. It's being sold at Home Depot. You sign up, and a guy will come out, probably give you a high pressure sales pitch, and then you go from there. Then the GE, Whirlpool, Kenmore, North Star, you find them at Sears, Lowe's, Home Depot, and the Morton Salt Saver at Walmart in some cases. I think Walmart stopped selling water softeners, but basically they're all the same. The upside is they're inexpensive, $400 to $500. I started seeing North Stars in one of the big box stores the other day, $700 or $800 I think, but they're real tall. Usually they're pretty short, but this one was a tall one, and it was just a big system. they all carry the same parts. There's either a, if you pull the top off, inside there's going to be 5 screws or 8. That's a 3/4 inch for the 5 and a 1 inch for the 8. And they're easy to fix, but the downside is you got to find somebody who knows how to fix them and knows how to troubleshoot them. Basically, they all have the same problem. They'll fill the tank up, the salt tank up with water because the rotor disc inside has been scored and it can't perform the suction to get the water out of the salt tank. Replacement parts are not that expensive. You can get them online as well. And so the do-it-yourselfer can do it. There are videos online to show you how to do that. So that's a positive. It can be well water or city water. Well water sometimes has some sand in it and or iron's a little harsher water, so the this brand or these brands may not last as long, and you may have to replace the rotor disc sooner. Next one is Autotrol. Autotrol is made by Pentair. It looks like an alien head because it's about this long. They're good water softener valves. Everything is about the valve, not the softener itself. Just wanted to let you know that too, because the softener part itself is just a tank with the media resin inside. The valve is the deal. The Autotrol valve is a good valve. They come in the timered versions and the metered versions. Problem with the Autotrol is some different companies will set them up inside so you don't know how to work on them, and if I come out I may not know how to get inside there, so I have to call the people that you bought it from and ask them questions so I can get in there because it's all digital. A lot of these guys do that to keep you out and to keep guys like me out, so I can't troubleshoot it or fix it. But basically they're easy to fix. They run on flappers up there, so when you take the top off you see a shaft and then flappers in there. Those things work on hard water, water with iron. They're great. They're long lasting. The difference with them is they come in on the left and out on the right. The other water softeners come in on the right and out on the left. I know by experience it was not a good experience. Actually, I put all the resin, the media resin, inside the lady's pipes because I didn't pay attention to that when I first started in the business. Just a rookie move, that's all that it was. They sell pretty inexpensively. There's some companies out there online that will sell them to you pretty inexpensively. But like I said, the problem is getting them programmed and finding out what's wrong once they've been programmed is the other issue. Kinetico. Kinetico is an awesome water softener because it doesn't need electricity, but it still softens water. That's the upside. Downside, they cost a lot of money. Downside, you got to get their guy to come fix it. I can't get parts from Kinetico, they won't sell them to me. So their guy is going to come fix it, and they charge you whatever their parts cost and their guy's time and labor, which who knows what it is. It's an OEM product, so you're going to have to pay what they want. Culligan. Everybody knows Culligan. Culligan's expensive. It's easy to fix. Sometimes it's kind of a pain in the neck, but you can buy the parts to fix it. It's not that expensive for those parts. Usually the Culligan guy comes out and tries to resell you a whole new unit. That's his top deal because he's going to make commission off of that. But usually I think it's the Mark 84 piston replacement kit is what it's called, and I think it's about 75, 80 bucks last I checked. Sometimes they charge me more for the part because I'm not a Culligan representative. That's the other thing is, not all areas have a Culligan representative, so the guy has to come from another city to come service your Culligan water softener, and then so he's going to charge you extra and extra and extra. People called me because I can fix them, and I charge the same price. So, upside is they work, downside is they're expensive, upside is their parts are not that expensive if you, the homeowner, buy them. And when you call in, you just tell them your name and your address, they'll have you in the computer because of warranty purposes. And by the way, almost every single water softener has a 5-year warranty on their valve and a 10-year warranty on the tank, with a couple of exceptions, and that's the next one, the Hague water softener. Hague water softener is very expensive. To have the guy come out is expensive. The parts are expensive because it's an OEM. They won't sell me parts because I'm not a Hague representative. I can fix them, but they won't sell me parts. So you, the homeowner, might be able to buy the parts from them. Kind of pricey, but I'm not even sure about that. So that's kind of the downside. The upside is they have a lifetime warranty on them. Non-moving parts. I think that's what he told me. I used to be, and good friends with him. We don't live in the same geographical area anymore. But Hague has a lifetime warranty, and they put a couple other things inside their water softeners. There's the media, and then they use KDF, which is I can't recall what it is. It's like a mineral, but it helps get rid of reduce chlorine, odor, and taste and stuff like that. And so their water softener is a little improved over your standard water softener. Do you need to have KDF in there? Not really, but they do that, and they have, like I said, I have a lifetime warranty, but you're going to pay for that. And bottom line is, I've seen the cheapest water softener, like GE, Whirlpool, Kenmore, out there for 20 years, and I've seen your Flecks out there for 20 years, and Clack and Autotro for 20 years. Why pay for a lifetime warranty when you don't need it? Next one is Clack. Great valve, superior valve. The downside is everybody sells them. They sell them at a high price because that's their business. All these softeners are sold at a high price, with the exception of the GE, Whirlpool, and North Star, because you can buy them at Walmart, Lowe's, or Home Depot. So you don't have to pay a big price for them. The problem is with those, it's difficult to find somebody to work on them. Most people don't know how to work on them. Back to the Clack now. Great valve. I used to sell them. I sell that over the next one, which is the Fleck. And the reason I sell it over the next one is because for me, in the Clack valve, I can go in there and it tells me how many regenerations it's had since it was installed, how many error messages. It gives me all this data that I might need when the homeowner says I don't have soft water, it's not working, blah, blah, blah. I can go in there and pull that information out and say, well, it says it's regenerated this many times, and you say it hasn't. And so it helps me just diagnose the problem, or is it just the customer? And that's a good thing. The downside is you have to have a special tool to get in there to remove the piston seals and spacers. And then it's got some other moving parts in there that, if you're not familiar with the Clack valve, you may not know what to look for. But it uses a board. It's got a battery to maintain the time. It's maintained the time up to it for a week. In one instance that I know for sure, I plugged it in, set it. The guy ran out of electricity because of a wiring issue he had at his house. I went out there a week later. It still held the time when I plugged it back in. I was like, awesome. But anyways, that's the most popular valve on the market now, currently. Now, down to the last one, which is the Fleck. The Fleck valve, which I recommend, the Econominder 5600, is been around for a long time. It was developed by Mr. Fleckenstein, and then he sold it to Pentair Water and sold his rights, did a 10-year non-compete agreement. Pentair Water now owns Fleck. I know this because I met his grandson personally, worked on his water softener and his water well. But I didn't need to work on his water softener, he just let me do it while I was there, but I was working on his water well. It's a great valve. It's easy for the do-it-yourselfer. Down below in the description, you're going to pay right around $500 for it, $80 in shipping. Replacement parts are less than $100, depends on where you buy it. I think down in Amazon, you can get the parts for like $50 or something. I think I charged $75 for the entire kit. There are tons of videos to show you how to replace your piston seal and spacers. It's not digital. The reason why I am against digitals is because you can't work on it. The 5600 Econominder that I recommend is not digital. It's a turn button. It's plain English. The clock's in plain English. Everything is simple. It's simple to fix. Even the Clack that I used to install is digital. And one of the problems with that is if I that I ran into, there was another guy who sold water softeners. He had his designed especially for his company. So when I came out there, unless I knew the appropriate buttons to push in the order, I couldn't get into it and adjust it, find out what was going on, because he had his own special code. And a lot of companies can do that. So what that does is it keeps you, the homeowner, out, and keeps guys like me who are local or who come out because you call me. I can work on it, but if he's done that, then I can't do that. With the Fleck 5600 Econominder, there's no problem with it. Anybody can work on it. And that's why I recommend them, because it's super simple. And if you're, let's say you're a 75-year-old man right now and you buy one for your wife and you say, well, I don't know how to work on it, that's okay. Someone in your family can find out, because there's tons of YouTube videos. Super simple. 5 minutes, you change out the piston cylinder spacer kit, bang, you're back in service. Basically, they're all easy to troubleshoot. They are all work the same. They all take out iron, calcium, magnesium, some other stuff. But for you, the consumer, the Fleck 5600 Econominder is what I recommend to be the best, because you can work on it, you can fix it, you can get the parts cheaply. It's that simple. You can get your neighbor who's mechanically inclined to come over and fix it for you. I'm serious, it's that easy. And one day I'll get one, or I get a model for it, and then I'll show you how to take that apart and do it, or you can find a 5600 repair kit on YouTube, and they'll show you how to do that. Alright, I'm sorry the video took so long, but I did want to give you the truth about my experiences with a real water softener review. If you'd like to give us a thumbs up, if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. Give me about a week or so to get back to you and answer them. I usually only check this on the weekend. And if you haven't subscribed, in the corner down there, please subscribe. Once again, have a great day, and remember, it's an affiliate link down there. It's going to click you through to Amazon, because I get a small commission for whatever water softeners or stuff you buy. Alright? Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and you have a great day.